really want to thank everybody for all of the support. I've gotten a lot of new followers and I'm so excited. Um, yeah, hopefully you guys find my information insightful or funny or, whatever it is, like whatever reason you're here, like thank you so much. I haven't really gotten any comments from my new followers, so I'd be super curious to know like why you're interested in my content or what kind of things you want me to talk about. I think maybe a lot of people sort of follow me because of my Japan video. I definitely do have plans to make more Japan content about moving there and like what to expect. Kind of like not what to expect, like a kind of like a cheat guide of like all the stuff that was really difficult for me, just so maybe I could like help someone somewhere, because it was pretty brutal moving to Japan and like having to look for a place and like set up all my utilities and my phone and this and that and blah 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 blah. So I'll still be talking about Japan even though I'll be leaving. I mean, I've already left. I meant even though like I'm leaving and I won't be living there. So for today's video, I just wanted to just give like kind of a quick update. So I was a bit mysterious in my last video. I didn't really say like where I was going, and that's because my plan is not set right now. I came back to the United States to sort of like reset, see my people, like recalibrate, and then like make a plan for moving to a new country. um, I guess I'll just be transparent and say that I want to move to Mexico. So that's my plan right now. But I haven't even like started to develop that in detail. It's very much like there's a will and there's a way, but I don't know the details yet. So it'll be cool to share that when I know. I do prefer to be a little bit mysterious before I make things happen. So if there's anything that I'm ever being mysterious about, like I'll definitely let you know like when it's when it's a good time to let you know. I can't tell you everything, right? You know, scratch, 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 scratch. You good? Anyways, so yeah, we're staying at a friend's house. I don't know how long we'll be staying here exactly. Just going with the flow. It's a good place to be for now. It's so interesting to be like in a house again. I mean, I was living in a house in Tokyo with roommates and stuff like that, but layouts, of course, are just so different over there. So yeah, it kind of had very much like an apartment feel, and this is like a house. So it's really cool because my dog Yunari gets to just like, explore the house. Like if she's tired of me, she gets to just be like over there or over there. And yeah, it's just like cool to see her kind of be her most doggy self. And we can go to like the front yard or the backyard. And I think she's just enjoying having a lot more freedom because in the share house, she basically just lived in my room unless I was taking her out for walks or I could go to like the kitchen slash living space, but that wasn't super often. And yeah, this was quite tiring for her to just kind of live in a room most of the time. And of course, I mean, just to be real, like we are still very much grieving the loss of my cat. It is just so difficult to lose such a big part of your family. Like it was like me, Yunari, and my cat. I adopted Yunari like 4.5 months or 5 months ish after I'd gotten my cat. And so we had always just been like this like three-legged family. And yeah, losing the leg of one of our legs has just been so massive. Like the I don't want to say the empty space because I know that like in my beliefs I don't think she's gone, like she's just in a different type of energy, but just not having her physically is really rough. um I could go way more into detail about how my cat helped me be like the person that I was. I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I did without my cat. She was just such a boss. um and yeah, I wasn't really doing so great when I adopted her, and she really reminded me of like my power and my will and my drive, and she just was like such a boss. and me and my dog were just like, yes, ma'am. um, so yeah, she did so much more for me than to just be a cat. I know I haven't really talked about being spiritual, and that's only because my spirituality is so integrated into every single aspect of my life that even though I'm not talking about things spiritually, like directly, it's just the framework. So I guess it's like important for anyone to know about me. And so just like spiritually speaking, I'll tell you that my cat came to me at a really interesting time in my spiritual evolution where I was kind of just viewing my path so individualistically, meaning like um how do I put this? Like, yes, I was like super aware of societal conditionings and like, family stuff and everything like that, but I had never really stepped into lineage work, which is the idea of um there's patterns that happen in everybody's family, and sometimes those patterns are fantastic and sometimes they're not, and sometimes things repeat generation after generation, and that definitely was the case in my family. And so there's been so much that I've had to face, not only individually but like in terms of my family, and I feel like I had just kind of hit like a point where I didn't really know where to go with my spiritual work because I felt like I had done everything for myself, but I didn't really see, like there was a missing piece that I wasn't getting. And it was a friend of mine who started talking about lineage work. And I think there was a part of my healing where I was like, I don't want to talk about my family. Like I'm past that, blah, 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 blah. But when I really started to realize my part in like a greater sense of it, like perhaps I came here to set things straight in my family lineage, and it's not about just my parents or their parents. Like it's actually can be generations and generations. And so as much as I wanted to just basically be like fuck off to a lot of my family members, I think that there was work to be done for the greater whole of my family, like people that I had never met before and everything like that. And when I started to activate that awareness and to like start asking myself questions about um how is this not only relating to me, but how is this relating to like is this relating to my lineage and the things that my family has faced and hasn't been able to conquer or get past. And that was like such a massive boulder that just kind of like blew open my path. And that's like just kind of really important to tell people is like sometimes you're going through these problems, you have to like look at it from the perspective of like how is this a pattern that's been repeated by generation. And so when I stopped just like looking at myself as an individual and more as like the carrier of my lineage, that's when like things really started to move for me. And I mean, we're all connected, whether we're blood or what we're not, like whether we're blood or whether we're just like human beings or citizens of the same country, blah blah blah. We just have to really realize that it's never just us. The things that we go through, there's so many things that we go through collectively that is just happening all over the planet, and we're united in dealing with this, right? And I think that that can open a lot of windows for people who are stuck in healing. It's just kind of like, have you considered the element of lineage? Like what would your mom's life had looked like if she would have been able to do this? And what if her mom would have been able to do this? And what if like this and this and this, right? And so when you kind of start thinking more in a greater perspective, like you realize like the work that you're doing on yourself is actually not just for yourself at all. It's for your family. It's for both like generations going back and generations going forward, regardless of if I have children, right? Because if you think of like lineage as energy, if I choose not to have children, which I've never really been, I've never, I've had moments where I was like, I might have my genetically biological children, but for the most part, since I was a kid, I was like, I'm adopting. um, and who knows about that? But the point that I'm trying to make is whether or not you have children, it is still so imperative to ask, like, what kind of things can I heal through myself that's healing every which way? And I truly believe that, I think in a family you kind of look at lineage very linear, right? Like, oh, this like a family tree, right? It goes like linear. But if you think of things being energetic, or even not energetic, like technically within our body, like cells, these are cells that have been like, my cells were in my mother's cells, and like, it just goes on, and it goes on. So it's just so revolutionary when you start thinking of um, healing in terms of like a current that's being carried. And then when you help other people, then they get to open those currents. And I truly believe that we can heal like generations behind us. And I do also believe that um, there's people in your lineage that are kind of maybe watching over you, or supporting you, or anything like that. And if you're able to do things that like your lineage didn't get to do, but it like wanted to so badly, but it just couldn't make it there, like imagine how many people you have rooting for you, like souls, and it's just like so amazing. And there's a lot of talk about like when we make life so much about ourselves, it just becomes so awful. you know and so it's like it's so tricky because you do have to go inward into your own healing, but like don't let it just be through you. Like, yeah, like I think I've kind of said what I had to say about that. But the whole the whole explanation of that was I came I came to a point where I was really stuck in my spiritual and healing journey, and I was kind of repeating some cycles, and I was just like, I don't know what to do or whatever. And I got my cat, and it was very clear from like our starting of our relationship, she was helping me to heal my mother wound. And there's a lot of crap between like mother and daughter on that side. And yeah, we just started to work. I mean, we tech I didn't know it, but I realized that she was working with me spiritually so that I could be more perceptive of these linear elements. And I had her for 4 years, like exactly, like just a couple days after 4 years exactly. And that was just truly the time period where I was like focusing on um, healing my relationship with my mother, not in a person to person way, but in an energetic way. And that looks very different. But yeah, I just was able to make so much progress in that with her, and I didn't see it to that extent until the very end, where it was like, oh shit, like you came here for a very specific purpose, and I see it, like it's so clear, it's so evident. There was things that I was stuck on that she gave me like the support and the direction. I think that's like such a key word, is I was really struggling with direction in like my personal life, in my spiritual life, like just like in every way I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And when she came in, she just like helped me to lock in. And it wasn't like all at once, of course. It was like over those 4 years, like just working through different things and facing new challenges and overcoming them, and also learning to work with energy and instead of against it, because oftentimes we want something And I think it's becoming very evident when you just want something, but it's like it's not working for you. And I used to be like one of those people that would just like not give up. I'd be like, it's gonna work. And then now I'm like I only do things when the energy feels conducive and like the road feels like lubed for me to go. There's no, I'm not fighting against resistance much anymore. So I just wanted to give that shout out to my cat. What time is it? Okay. So my packing stuff didn't go as smoothly as I thought. I was like, ah, I'm good. I started packing 2 weeks in advance. Like we're good. What I didn't realize is I was leaving like the hardest stuff for last, like all of the like bits and bobs, and really just like the final touches, which took me the longest. And I really thought that I was going to be able to fit everything in my two large luggages, one carry on, and one personal item, which is less than I moved there with. Okay. And I was like totally wrong, but luckily it worked out because I had this massive box from my PC tower that I had just folded away, and I was like, this is perfect. I rebuilt it. It was like very sturdy, and it just feels nice to like have your own back. Like I didn't know keeping that box what I would use it for, but like, I was like, dude, it was perfect. Like the night before, I just started packing that box mainly with clothes. Um, and so the I waited too long to unpack my not unpack to deconstruct my PC. And I was just like, dude, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I don't have enough patience right now. I don't know, have enough like I just wasn't feeling it. So then I was like, oh my gosh, like are you thinking what I'm thinking? Like should we just try to take it with us? And then I was like, oh, that sounds so nice, right? Like, can it fit in my luggage? Can I take it? Can I travel with it securely? I was so busy that I didn't even look up like other people. I did read like one person said like on Reddit like that they had gone to like a PC competition and like the person had brought like their whole setup and like just that one comment somewhere I was like someone's done it before. I can do it. And so I had like a hard top luggage, like a hard top. And my original plan, because I was always going to bring my monitor because it's basically brand new. So I was like, I thought that what I could do is like do a pillow, my PC tower, and then my monitor on top. But like it didn't all fit in the luggage, so I had to, I had to leave behind my pillows. Pillows are so important to me. Like I can't live unless I love my pillow. And I had two pillows that I really love and they didn't fit anywhere. Like I had to let them go. But, anyways, so I put my PC not glass facing down, obviously. I put it like hard facing down. And then I had this thick piece of styrofoam that I had also saved, which was brilliant. I don't save like a lot of stuff like that, but like with these like heavy duty pieces, I'm like this could come in handy, and it did. I just had to cut it to shape of my monitor, and then like I taped it, protected all the corners, deconstructed the monitor stand. Yeah, so then I just put the monitor glass down with the styrofoam. And that was perfect. It created like a sandwich. And then I still had room around my PC tower. And so I filled it with like clothes and like stuff that could absorb shock. And that was like all that would fit. It wasn't like I could do much more than that. I did make sure to like tell them at the airport that it was fragile and I like stuck stickers on it, but I don't really know if that really made a difference. When I got here, I was completely like, I mean, come on, like you have to be real. You have to be like, this is a risk. And I was aware of that. So I was like, if I get to where I'm going and my PC is not working, then like that's on me. So I knew that that was a risk and everything like that. But it arrived fine. It arrived, it was good. It was like no problems. There was a couple of wires that had come out in my PC, surprisingly. And then also, I mean, not to brag, but I have like this amazing graphics card. It's so beefy, it's so thick, it's like so beautiful too. It's just really, really nice. And so that takes up like almost like three quarter, like it takes like three quarter, a little over three quarters of like my entire PC tower. And that thing is so heavy. So there's like a stand holding it to support it so it doesn't sag. And I thought that I had like really secured it, like tension wise. But when I opened my PC, like the piece was loose. So I was like, fuck, like, because it's like a metal piece. So I was like kind of worried. I was like, oh shit, like, but I think it's true what they say. Like, I think PCs are quite durable. Um, like as long as you're not taking like too many risks. So I was really happy that I was able to bring it and not have to worry about like getting a tower when I arrived and having to rebuild it, and like it just felt like too much while moving countries, to be honest. So I was like really grateful that I made that decision. But I totally underestimated the amount of stuff. I brought back less stuff that I moved there with, which is great. But yeah, I had to use that entire PC box. And I had to pay so much money for all of my stuff at the airport because it was all over. I got one free luggage, and then everything was like oversized, and it was like so expensive. But I feel like it would have been like that anyways had I shipped it. So it's kind of like it is what it is. Had I been more prepared, I could have maybe tried to distribute like weight a little bit better or like whatever. But moving countries on your own, you're doing the best that you can, okay? And I moved there with my dog and cat, so not having my cat like did make it a little bit easier. And we just had the most nightmare experience at the fucking airport. And I'm very like I know I've said this before, like I'm very brand loyal, like when something is good, but I'm also the exact opposite when shit sucks. So I'm the type of person, like if I have a bad experience with something, I will boycott that entire brand forever. And this is like the easiest examples that I can give you. Like I don't support Starbucks and I don't support McDonald's, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, that's so dramatic." I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what you think, but I don't support them and I'm not going there. So like, when I would have to meet with clients, I would always try never to meet at Starbucks, and there's a lot of Starbucks lovers out there, so I would never harp on it. It's just kind of like I would avoid it, and then if I had to go, I wouldn't order a drink, like I refuse. So, oh, the point of that was is that so I booked United because their baggage policy was you get one free luggage. And I was like, oh, that'll help so much. But it was so not worth it because they are terrible customer service. Like on the phone, they're great, amazing. At the actual airport, terrorists. And I'm not saying every single person, but I dealt with enough people to be like, I will never fly United ever again. Ever. Ever. It was that bad of an experience. And I really don't want to get into the specifics, but um God, just I have to take a deep breath thinking about it. They I just don't want to get into it, but it just a lot of crap happened. It wasn't just like one thing. It was like one thing, two things, three things, four things. Like there was like some massive things that happened on my travel that were unacceptable. And I'm absolutely going to file a complaint with United because what happened, those different things shouldn't have happened to anybody. And luckily, I was so defeated that, like, as it was just getting worse and worse, I was like just chilling because I was like, it cannot get worse than this unless, like, my plane crashes. But I was so tired because I didn't sleep the night before I left because I had so much to do. I had the walkthrough before I left the airport. I've had so much to do that I didn't sleep the whole night, and I'm not like a person who can function without sleep. So all this bullshit happened to me, and I absolutely did have a panic attack, and it was horrible, and it was so awful. But my dog and I made it through, and we ended up spending 12 hours in San Francisco stuck. um, and I slept on the floor. I went to the yoga room, which was super cool. They have a yoga room, and it was very nice. And it was funny because actually my plan was to go in there and sleep, but it was like the sign was like no sleeping, and I was like, damn it. But I remember like when I used to go to yoga classes in university, we would end in child's pose, and I would almost always like fall asleep and take like a short nap. And I was like, okay, I can just like make my way into child's pose and then just take a nap. But what was interesting is when I went in there, there was a guy in there doing yoga, and I was like, oh, I can't just like, I have to like actually do something. I felt the pressure. So I just started like doing a little bit of yoga and like stretching and stuff like that. Just, just to do what you're supposed to do, right? And my dog was with me and it was great. But the point that I'm trying to make is like once I got out of the yoga room, I felt so much better. Like I kept taking these really small naps. Like I took one in the taxi, I took one on my first flight, maybe two or maybe even three small naps. But I was so beyond tired that no matter how many mini naps I took, I was exhausted. I was beyond exhausted. So my body was in bad shape. Like it was just so stressful and like my muscles and body was aching so bad. And when I got out of the yoga room, I felt great. And I thought that that was a really interesting thing that I wouldn't have thought. Like of course stretching is like great. Oh, it's great. Oh, it feels so nice. But actually it really ended up making my body feel so much better. So I highly recommend, even if the airport doesn't have a yoga room, even if you look like a dipshit, like just do some stretches, do some yoga. And I was kind of sad that I didn't have any room. I ended up having to throw away my portable yoga mat that I'd had for years though. So it was like okay, it's like you've lived a long life, but it would have been really nice to have brought that on my trip because in the case like you want to lay down at the airport because you have a fucking 12 and a half hour layover, which was not, that wasn't the plan. That was like what happened to me. Yeah, I ended up having to like just sleep on the dirty airport floor, which is absolutely disgusting. But one thing about me is like when I'm tired, I'm gonna sleep anywhere. I'm gonna sleep anywhere. I can just like put my head down like this and like go to sleep on a table, and then usually like in 15-20 minutes, like I'm good. Okay, I have to get going soon. Um, yeah, so just really quick, I got into cigarettes before I left Japan, and I don't want people to think like I've been a smoker like for a long time and I'm a heavy smoker or whatever. I only smoke like for short periods of time when life is like really stressful. So it's usually only like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and then I just like completely stop. Like, I don't really know about that whole addictive whatever people say, like not that I don't believe in addictions, but people say like addictive personalities. I don't know, but I don't have any problem with like stopping. I'm just like I'm good. And I wanted to bring a whole carton of my pink cigarettes. I was really into them, and then I just couldn't. I didn't have anywhere to put them. I was running out of time. I wasn't able to go to the store, so I thought like I'll just have my friend mail them to me. And when she went to go get them, she was like, so it turns out that it's illegal for me to ship them to you and it's illegal for you to receive them. And I was like, what? That's ridiculous. Like, it's for personal use. It's not like for a store. It's insane. I was just like pissed off for a moment. I'm just like, dude, there's just like way bigger shit to be worried about than a fucking carton of cigarettes being mailed. So, yeah, I wasn't gonna like tell her to break the law, obviously. And then I asked her for two things. I asked her for cigarettes and eye drops. And then she also looked up the eye drops, like, and like, dude, her shipping them to me to the States, okay. Me receiving eye drops in the mail from a different country, not okay. Illegal. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, the shit that is illegal is ridiculous. Ugh. I was just like, dude, I'm not worried about that. Like, I was pretty good in Japan, but I'm a little bit of an outlaw in the States, so it's okay. Just send them to me. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about was, yeah, I didn't mention like where I'm moving or like what my plan is, and that's just because things are just still coming together. And I'm just chilling for a minute, like I'm gonna see the people that I care about and just chill and like kind of decompress in the States for a little bit. And enjoy like some of the things that I really like here. Like I loved going to the airport and seeing kombucha in San Francisco. I love kombucha, and I didn't have any in Japan. Like I never saw it one time. which killed me. Salt and vinegar chips. Also, Japan could never, like, the one time I saw them, they had like like 1% vinegar. It's just like, oh my god, no. So I got both of those and like a super delicious sandwich on really delicious bread. Japan also doesn't know how to do bread well. So loved that. And what else? Yeah, I'm just gonna like take my time to figure out my next moves. Moving to a new country is obviously not light. I definitely feel so much less okay, like there's still a level of intimidation, but I feel like capable instead of like when I was like trying to move to Japan and like I was doing it alone and it was like so much, it felt so daunting. Like I don't really feel anything to that extent. I feel relieved that I had that experience. So now I'm like, yes, I do want to move to Mexico and I speak the language and it's going to be great. I feel it in my heart that that's where I'm supposed to be. And it's going to be really nice to just be closer to people that I love. Like, I don't love them that much to stay in the States, but at least Mexico's, a lot closer. And I'm just really excited to, like, I have some really great friends, but I have really struggled to make friends like on my exact wavelength. Like, I really want to be a part of something. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that's going to be, but like a part of something where we all put our energy, our resources together to build something great. And there's never been anyone on that page with me. Um, so I'm just like, I really want to meet my people in Mexico. Oh my god, I gotta go. And so I look forward to that. And yeah, I want to join some communities. And most of you guys, my new followers, are all from Mexico. So I would love to talk to everybody about it. And look at Yanari, she's so cute in her chair. Okay, thank you.